Hello, Mr. Rajat. Thank you for joining us today. Can you just brief me about yourself, what your company is doing, sir?
Yeah, my name is Rajesh Srivastav. I am working as General Manager Regulatory Affairs and IPR with General Crop Science Private Limited.
Okay.
We are manufacturing all the types of crop protection products as well as fertilizers, biostimulants, etc. So I'm basically dealing with all the types of regulations pertaining to the crop protection industry, both at the central level as well as the state level. So I am well versed with the different regulations governed under Insecticides Act 1968 and Rules 1971, as well as the Legal Metrology Act, which governs basically the weights and measurement, labeling, etc., pertaining to the all types of products which are available in the country. So this is my profile, and as well apart from this profile, I'm heading the IPR team also of my company,
Okay.
so that deals with the patents.
Okay. So counterfeiting is a big challenge for the agri sector. It means how you see that this particular issue is impacting your brand and what are the solutions you guys are using. And because this particular things is actually harming a consumers as well as brand image is concerned and consumer protections are concerned. So if you can give us some of your views on this particular topic, sir.
See, our industry is very sensitive since we are dealing with the agriculture, and agriculture being the mainstay of the Indian economy, as well as we eat the food that comes from the agriculture field only. So, any counterfeiting with respect to the crop protection products and biofertilizers, etc., can have very dangerous effects on the various biotic and abiotic factors, because if you see crop protection products are mainly toxic in nature, and if any counterfeiting with respect to the product quality as well as the nature of the product is there, that will have direct impact on the health of our human of our population. So that is going to be very dangerous. So the industry is facing a lot of problems with this, because there are a lot of fly by night operators who are working just for a profit purpose. They are not concerned with the health of the population as well as about the quality of our food. So
Yeah,
that is the biggest challenge for us. So the
actually.
government has come with various regulations in this aspect. So because a lot of penalties are there under the acts, but still problems remain. So the one of the things that the government have come up with the QR code, that is a quick response code which every manufacturer is supposed to affix on their label. So the QR code contains basically five static information about that product, like the brand name of the product, common name of the product, registration number of the product, then the name of the manufacturer, and the address. So these are the five static information in the QR code. Then the web link is there, which contains the dynamic information about the product, like the batch number, your date of manufacturing, date of expiry, and various other details also, because the QR code cannot have all the static information because of the limitation of size. So the other information like the crop usage, the toxicity symptoms, as well as the antidotes and the first aid measure, etc., they are in the web link. If any user or the farmer scans that QR code, the QR code will be directed via the web link through the portal of that particular manufacturer, and it
Yes.
can be verified from there whether the product is genuine or not. That is from the government side, that is already implemented. It is mandatory for all the manufacturers to print the QR code, genuine QR code. I am not talking about the fake QR codes, but the genuine QR code has to be put on the label. So that is mandatory. Apart from that, the industry is also taking various initiatives like putting their holograms and all those things, but problems are there. And even we are trying to come up with the tamper free packagings, so
Okay.
that once the seal is broken, it cannot be resealed. So we will come to know whether any tampering has been done. And once the farmer consumes that product, the bottle cannot be resealed again. So the it cannot be misused by any fly by night operator. So these are the aspects that are being held, taken by the industry. Apart from that, we have the various campaigns like the Jago Kisan Jago campaigns,
Yeah.
which are being done by one of the industry association, and various other initiatives are being taken, like the campaigning through the print media, electronic media, and even the companies at their individual level, when they are interacting with the farmers, they are telling them to buy, purchase the product, and take the bill, verifiable bill, so that if any problem is there, the company can be held liable. And once the bill is issued, the GST number is there, so the authenticity of the product can also be verified. So these are the various initiatives being taken by all the stakeholders, but still we have to cover a lot of road. So let us hope the industry can come together, the government can come together, and even the farmers can come together, so that all the stakeholders are on one common platform to bring about the change which can have long lasting beneficial impact for all the stakeholders.
Sure, sir. As you mentioned, means collaboration is the key, and all the industry stakeholders, governments, and solutions provider industry need to collaborate to fight with this particular issue. So, how important forums like traceability and authentications, or let's say ASPA on its own, is doing lots of collaborations. We are working for the awareness things. We are in touch with many of the brand owners. We collaborate with industry chambers also. So how you feel traceability and authentications forum, how you judge such platforms on your opinion, sir?
See, traceability is key to everything, because in our industry, since we are dealing with the toxic products, so obviously the raw materials are also toxic in nature. So they have their own toxicity, on their own hazardous impact on the human health, as well as the animal and plant health, and even the soil, water, and air. So we have to be very considerate about the this quality of these inputs. So looking into that aspect, if traceability is there and any health hazard or any impact on the crop or even the abiotic factors are there, then we can trace out from where the product or that raw material is sourced and what was the problem, because every industry has their own quality standards with respect to the raw materials. Unfortunately, BIS has not come with the quality standards for all the raw materials, as even and even for the finished goods. So that work is already being taken care of BIS, but still a lot of work is to be done. Even I am part of their technical committees, and I know the inside
Okay.
information on how the BIS is actively doing these things. But industry has also to come up with their own standards, quality standards, so that the quality can be maintained. Because if the quality of the raw material is maintained, then obviously the quality of the finished good will also be maintained. Apart from that, the question of quality of the packaging material is there, because if the quality of the packaging material goes down, so apart from the leakage issues, the problem with respect to interaction of the product with the packaging material can also be there. So if any chemical reaction is there, that can lead to formation of some side from byproduct, which may have harmful impact on the crops and human health.
Yes, yes.
So traceability is the key to everything, and apart from that, the traceability of the finished package itself is important. Because if let us assume that the factory and the product starts from the factory, it goes to the warehouse, then from there may be central warehouse of the company. From the central warehouse, it goes to the various warehouses in different states. From there, it goes to the retailers and all those things. So the chain is there, and then you have the transportation. So any mishappening or any misdoing can be done during the transport itself. So if traceability is there, we have the codings and even the numbering, like the we had listened to various speakers
Yes,
during
yes.
conference. So if all these things can be done properly and everything is recorded in the ERP of the company, so then even though it cannot be 100%, but at least we can assume, we can to the level of 98% or 99%, that we can find out the solutions if any problem comes at any stage of the supply chain, or even during the usage of the product by the end users.
Sure, sir. Thank you for the valuable inputs, and I believe that you are very much familiar with the authentication and traceability industries. So, on this front, sir, how important this is to collaborate with the associations like ASPA, and like ASPA is doing this traceability and authentication forum. just to educate the industry stakeholders. We are bringing the government delegations, brand owners, anti-counter solution providers, media people at one particular platform. So how important you see such platforms can add value on this fight against
See,
counterfeiting?
platforms like ASPA and even other associations
Mm-hmm.
and various government ministries, industry, etc., they are doing all their own stuffs individually. But these platforms bring all of them together.
Yeah,
And when we have a common approach in terms of the problems,
yeah,
and when various opinions comes, then we can formulate a policy where all the stakeholders are at common platform. They have the single voice, and that can be implemented by the government in the shape of various policies and regulations. So that is
definitely.
the key to bringing out the holistic change, addressing the problem to bring out a constructive solution. So what I would suggest that such conferences should come out with a white paper which should be presented to the government, the
Okay,
concerned ministry,
okay.
and it should be proactively followed that the suggestions are implemented. It may take time because of various reasons like the policies or the regulations and even the monetary aspects are there.
Yeah.
But in the long term, it should be implemented because, like in my industry, QR code was not easy to implement. It took a lot of time because even the investments were there running into crores for
Yes,
a
yes,
particular
yes.
company. So every company cannot have that budget immediately to invest. But it took time. Even it is still under implementation. But at least the things are on paper. It is on ground also.
Yeah.
So that is the whole approach behind this thing.
Okay.
And what I would suggest that ASPA should actively engage with all the different industries, come up with the individual industry specific white papers also. Because pharma may have certain requirement, agrochemicals have certain requirement, even food industry may have certain requirements because the regulations are different. But approach can be common.
Sure, sir. Just, thank you for your suggestions. So just to highlight here, means ASPA on its own is already doing many of the white papers on different sectors. We are very closely working with many of the consulting firms. Like recently, we had a report with ASPA and CRISIL, so state of counterfeiting in India, where we covered agrochemical sectors, agri products were covered. So it's been highlighted on a different platforms. But as you mentioned that yes, the requirement will be there, and industry brands associations like ASPA, forums like traceability and authentication forums, these activities need to be done on a regular basis, and there should be some white papers or documentations which need to be presented to the regulators after that.
Right. So even I would suggest that you may have some industry specific working groups also within ASPA,
Nice.
so that the industry specific solutions can come out through those working groups.
Sure, sir. Thank you for the valuable suggestions, and pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the
Pleasure
time.
talking to you.
Thank you.